So before you spend that next handful of change, remember this. The 1982 Lincoln penny and the 1983 Lincoln penny are more than just pocket change. They're reminders that history, rarity, and value often hide in plain sight. The next time you hear that familiar clink of coins, slow down. One of those pennies could be the one collectors are desperately searching for right now. If you enjoy learning how everyday coins can turn into real money, make sure you stay right. Let's start with the 1982 Lincoln penny, because this is one of the most important years in the entire modern penny series. In 1982, the United States Mint made a massive change to how pennies were produced. Rising copper prices forced the mint to move away from the traditional copper composition and begin striking pennies on a zinc core with a thin copper coating. What makes this year so special is that both types were struck during the same year, creating a situation where subtle differences can mean the difference between a common coin and a highly valuable collector piece. Most people never notice these differences, and that's why 1982 pennies are still being found in circulation today. When you hold a 1982 penny, it may look ordinary at first glance, but the real story is hidden in the details. Weight, strike quality, and surface appearance all matter. Some 1982 pennies feel heavier in the hand, while others feel noticeably lighter. That difference alone can separate a common coin from a rare one. Beyond that, collectors closely inspect the strike itself. Weak strikes, missing details, or unusual textures can all signal something out of the ordinary. Many 1982 pennies also show dramatic minting errors. Off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, double details where letters or numbers appear thick or shadowed, and die cracks that look like raised lines running across the coin. These errors weren't intentional, but today they are exactly what collectors are willing to pay big money for. Now let's move to the 1983 Lincoln penny, another year that most people completely overlook. On the surface, the 1983 penny seems common. Millions were produced, and they still show up in pocket change. But this year is famous among collectors for a completely different reason. During production, the mint experienced issues that led to some extremely unusual errors. One of the most talked about problems involves pennies that appear to be missing part of their intended composition or were struck under abnormal conditions. These coins can look slightly different in color, weight, or texture, and those differences are exactly what makes them valuable. Collectors who specialize in error coins pay very close attention to 1983 pennies because this year produced some of the most dramatic and desirable mistakes of the modern era. Some coins show design elements that appear faint or incomplete. Others show evidence of being struck on incorrect or improperly prepared planchets. There are even examples where the coin appears normal until it's examined closely, revealing something that simply shouldn't exist on a standard penny. These are the kinds of coins that can turn a forgotten jar of change into a serious payday. What makes both the 1982 and 1983 Lincoln pennies so exciting is that they are still out there. These coins haven't all been locked away in collections. They're still sitting in drawers, jars, old purses, and even bank rolls. Every single day, people spend valuable pennies without ever realizing what they had. Condition plays a huge role here as well. A penny that looks clean, sharp, and original can be worth exponentially more than one that's been worn down over decades of circulation. Even without dramatic errors, high-grade examples from these years can command strong premiums because so few have survived in pristine condition. This is why collectors always say, never rush past a penny. Take a moment. Look closely. Tilt it under the light. Examine the numbers, the letters, and the surfaces. The smallest detail can make the biggest difference. A coin that looks ordinary to one person might be a major discovery to someone who knows what to look for. And the truth is, most people don't look. That's your advantage. So before you spend that next handful of change, remember this. The 1982 Lincoln penny and the 1983 Lincoln penny are more than just pocket change. They're reminders that history, rarity, and value often hide in plain sight. The next time you hear that familiar clink of coins, slow down. One of those pennies could be the one collectors are desperately searching for right now. If you enjoy learning how everyday coins can turn into real money, make sure you stay right